Tonight and much, much more. It's time to catch Friday football fever. And welcome to Friday Football Fever, presented by Domino's. I'm Scott Cohen. As always, joining me is Dave Guthrie. And I didn't know it was Dress Down Friday, buddy.
I knew you were going to make fun of me. Oh.
That's right. He said, should I wear a tie? I said, I don't care what you wear. So
That's
I figured
good.
I'd have to give you a hard time.
Thanks a
but
lot.
You're a very handsome boy.
Well, thank you very much, Scott. Wow. Good way to start the show.
So, hey, the big question is, does anybody want this thing?
It's unbelievable. Everyone's got one loss now. And actually, tonight, the story of the first few weeks was offense, great performances, big numbers. Tonight, it was defense. And you saw a great one.
All it takes is Long Meadow to just kind of take themselves out of the picture a little bit, and everybody comes to the forefront. It really is unbelievable. Agawam 3-0, Northampton 2-1. Who would emerge from the Hamp game tonight? The Brownies and Blue Devils squared off in tonight's big game. Well, of course, last week, Agawam stunned with a Western Mass victory over Long Meadow. The Lancers handing Hamp their only loss of the season. The captains at pregame ensued. And how about this? Ryan Mollahan with a swing pass to D-Day, Gary Deno. You know what the problem with this kid, Dave, is he just won't go down. A 40-yard game, but they didn't score any points. Agawam's workhorse has been Jonathan Gibbons, tough tonight. Here he gets stacked up by Brace Thompson and Henry Sislowski. The coaches were saying, Henry, hit somebody. And that's what he did. Same story a little bit later. Here, Gibbons has it, and he's basically just gets gang tackled by the Blue Devils. Here's a play where nobody wanted the football. Watch this. Mollahan is going to throw an interception to Andrew Wakely. He coughs it up. Number 61, Alice Ellsworth, he spits the bit. And then Joe McGowan finally recovers it.
Come on.
Come on, you guys. It led to a field goal and a 3-0 Brownie lead. Hamp right back with a touchdown. Mollahan to Deno, a 40-plus yarder. 7-3 Hamp at the break tonight. In the second half, the Blue Devils came out on an offensive mission. Watch this. You know what the problem here is? Seth Birdie.
Oh, are you kidding me?
He didn't keep his eye on the birdie.
Don't lay a finger on that butterfinger.
But redemption is oh so sweet. Number 10 came right back a couple of series later, and pay dirt, the touchdown. Good for him. 13-3 Northampton. Agawam scored a touchdown on this run by Jonathan Gibbons to make it a 13-9 game. Gibbons went out in the fourth quarter with a knee injury. He wasn't around for Agawam's final drive of the game. They ate up the final 2 minutes of the clock, but just came so close. 13-9 the final tonight at Northampton. The Blue Devils beat the Browns.
Our Long Meadow game brought us down a little bit, but we had to come back up. All the boys went down and watched Agawam and Long Meadow play. We studied them. We brought it tonight. I mean, what can we say? It was a good game. Agawam's taking it to everybody else, too.
It definitely was a tight one. I mean, we practiced stuff, and in practice, you know, goal line defense and stuff like that. I mean, we made a hell of a stand when they were marching to score the game-winning touchdown. I mean, we just weren't going to let it happen. We weren't going to lose tonight.
Meanwhile, 2-1 Minnetonka hosting undefeated Commerce tonight. It was scoreless at halftime. How do you like that?
I hate those.
A defensive battle in Wilbraham. Commerce quarterback Antoine Thompson tries to go deep, but Minnetonka's Tim Cook picks him off. It was scoreless into the fourth, but wake up the scoreboard guy, folks. Minnetonka punches one in. Jake Labaki rambles in from 15 yards out to give the Falcons a 6-0 lead. They would miss the extra point, but Commerce had a chance to answer. Final minutes of the game, and their Haas running back, Mike Warren, breaks free. Look at this. He's a Haas, baby. Wow. 37 yards, almost to the house. Gets taken down at the 8-yard line. Commerce couldn't score on first, second, or third down, bringing up fourth down. And Thompson, a quarterback bootleg. But look at this. Before he can cut to the end zone, he slips and falls.
A lot of that happening tonight.
Unbelievable. Commerce doesn't convert. Minnetonka's D takes it from there. Falcon senior John Moulton, another interception. That was it. Minnetonka shuts out Commerce 6-0. But despite the loss, the Red Raiders feel good about their team.
Defense on both sides of the ball played well. But, you know, at the end, it just turns out, you know, they operated better than we did. And we just have to come out next week ready to play, prepared to win. We can compete with the best. And, you know, a loss tonight means nothing. You know, we're still ready for whoever else in the AA conference. And it's a good game tonight.
And there you have it. Parity reigns supreme in the AA conference.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. So almost 6 or 7 teams now.
You have one loss.
One loss in the loss column. They're all tied. So it's going to get very, very good, I guess.
It's wild.
Hamp plays Central next week, and so it goes.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Great games. And when we return...
It was dark in Chicopee.
It was dark at Chicopee. We'll check in with the Pacers. They seem to have a new look and a new attitude this year. Jim Klein has that, and the rest of tonight's action coming up.
Over the all-wheel drive. That's all I'll drive.
Fever presented by Domino's. Joining us now with a closer look at one of the best stories of the year so far is Jim Klein. Jim, Chicopee football, are they back?
Well, yes, I think they are. You know, Chicopee and Chicopee Comp will be playing for the Sword tomorrow afternoon. And in Chicopee, there's nothing bigger.
This is a game that no one wants to lose this game. Everyone plays for this one game.
Why is it so important?
Because we want the Sword.
It's the biggest game of the year. It's like our Super Bowl. It's crosstown rivals. You win this game, you get the bragging rights for the whole year.
The Chicopee Pacers are playing for the Sword tomorrow. And what a difference a year can make. They were 0-10 last season. This year, after losing the opener to Greenfield, they've come back to beat Cathedral and last week, Frontier. The Pacers have a new head honcho, and he's turned things around.
Put a lot of discipline in, and the kids are really excited about it. We condition a lot. We do a lot of drills to get the techniques better, and the kids are really playing good football now, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
We had a really good turnout this year. I think the coach brought a lot of new life to this team. A lot of new kids showed up, and we're doing pretty good.
When the season ended last year, there were about 25 players left on this team. This year, they're up around 75. Including 34 freshmen.
What I did was on my prep periods, I came to the high school and I talked to kids in the cafeteria and talked to the kids in the hallways, and they sparked their interest, and they knew it was a new coach, and they wanted to give it a shot, so they came out and they love it.
The Pacers are learning the game from a new coach this year. The coach is learning a thing or two about Chicopee football.
From day one, when I had a meeting in the spring, they're talking about the Sword game. They're talking about Chicopee Comp game. They're not talking about any other game but that one. So the kids are really excited about it, and they said it's a real big game of the year.
And when you see these people every day and you look at them and you tell them you got the Sword, it's just bragging rights.
And I should point out that Chicopee Comp is winless in its first 3 games, but that might be something you throw out the window in a game such as this, guys.
That's for sure. You talk about rivalries. Amherst took Northampton to the wire last week. Hurricanes already chalked up a win against Greenfield this year. Tonight, looking to keep the momentum up at home. And the Cathedral Panthers in town to face Amherst. They were winless heading in, they're winless heading out. This was all Amherst. Check out Big Play Ray. Ray Phillips, this kid is awesome. A 16-yard touchdown run here gives Amherst a 21-0 lead. Then Matt Petrides, he's the quarterback. Didn't have to do much tonight because Big Play Ray was getting it done. He goes the distance. He's the human highlight film. Look at that. Awesome with a capital A. Another TD. The Canes led by 28, but it's hardly a one-man show at Amherst. Cathedral tries a halfback pass, but Amherst senior linebacker Anthony Russo right there. Great interception. And he wasn't done. He would come up with a safety for good measure. Check it out.
Safety?
Look at this. It was almost a touchdown, Scotty. Cathedral loses the ball in the end zone, and he covers it up just in the back. They called it a safety, not a touchdown. But you know what? It didn't matter. Amherst went on to win it. 41-0. The Hurricanes bounced back from a tough loss to Northampton in a big way.
Defense came up big with us tonight. We were trying to get a shutout last week. We let up a few big plays against Northampton. That's what killed us. We played a great game defensively last week, but we had to clean up the small things.
Today I feel great. Last week was a disappointment, but brushed that off. We came up fired up, ready to play. We worked too hard in practice to let this one slip away.
With 2 wins, West Springfield has already doubled their victory total from last year. Tonight, the Terriers hosted Dean Tech. The Terriers had a 21-0 lead at the half, but the Hawks roared back in the second. Ricardo Diaz on 4th and long finds Gabriel Ortiz. It's 1st and goal at the 8 on 3rd down. Rennie Baez sweeps to the left, and Dean cuts the lead to 21-8. The Hawks are threatening once again. Diaz puts one up.
Well, maybe Deke Pillsbury. It's picked up by Jake Weaver on a 56-yard score.
That's pretty much it, buddy.
Thanks,
He's
buddy.
run out of bounds. And then Diaz becomes a human missile. He gets stuck out of bounds, and the zebra says you're out of the game, and Diaz is not happy about it. That's not good right there, man. That's it. Up the next score, Brandon.
The cheerleaders on there as well.
Yeah, we got a little cheerleaders coming up from the Amherst game, but first, we've got another game.
We're going to go to South Hadley, where
Hosting Cathedral, and the Hurricane cheerleaders had to do a lot of push-ups tonight throughout the game. Second offensive series for Amherst. Alphonsus Agu is a good one, up the middle for big yardage. Very next play, Matt Patrides airing it out. Downfield, great catch by Elijah Bynum. That's a touchdown, folks, 6-0, but Patrides not finished yet. Cathedral goes 3 and out. Next series, very first play. Hey, it worked the first time. Why not do it again? Down to Bynum, 14-0 Amherst in the first quarter. At that point, they go on to win this one big time, 41-0 over Cathedral.
Now let's go back to Holyoke. The Purple Knights taking on Westfield. I was standing so close to the upright that I actually bumped it with my camera swing right here. Nate Allen running, and there's a bump. It's quarterback keeper, and it's 13-12 Holyoke in the second quarter. Purple Knights, though, not done. Patrick Bauer on the 2-point conversion makes it 15-12 Purple Knights. But as I said, this was a barn burner. Westfield will strike right back on a long touchdown from Andrew Vega. This game went back and forth. It was 19-15 Westfield at the half, but Holyoke came back to win the game, 36-34 the final.
And we got brought down at the 15. And then Allen did the honors a little bit later, rolling in from 3 yards out. Holyoke took a 15-12 lead and went on to win by 2. Here's that touchdown, 36-34.
All right, Ludlow East Long Meadow. Elong romped Ludlow 41-6 last year, and they did it again tonight. They will host Frontier next Friday.
All right, let's run down the scores real quick. Here they are. Athol beat Greenfield 10-8. Waucona beat South Hadley tonight 28-13. I'll take the last two.
All
there,
right,
pal.
Frontier and Mohawk getting it done. Everybody is still involved. Belchertown a big win, and Pathfinder edges Franklin Tech.
All right, I guess we're a little tight, so we'll be right back.
When you want an accurate weather forecast.
Yeah, that's for sure, Dave. Thanks a lot. A big night of high school football in Western Mass. It rained out there. Everybody survived. We'll have scores and highlights, plus an update on the Red Sox-Yankee series. That's next. It's time to catch Friday Football Fever. And welcome to Friday Football Fever, presented by Domino's. I'm Scott Cohen, as always, joined by Dave Guthrow.
Buddy, I just narrowly dried off coming in here tonight. It's ridiculous.
It really was ridiculous. It was so...
It was great, though, because last year we spent all the time complaining about all the ADs that called off those games the time it rained during the day and then it was beautiful at night, so we got what we asked for.
But I felt like, because I was hunched over like this, I was doing isometric exercises the whole night.
Oh, call the wambulance.
But the fields got torn up, but everybody survived, and there were some great games, and the big games lived up to expectations.
Yeah, but one game didn't get played at all, which was good for us, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Fenway Park earlier tonight. There it is. Game 3 was supposed to be played this evening between the Yankees and the Red Sox, but it got rained out.
And more good news, Kurt Schilling got the throw today, and he looks like he might be back for game 6 or 7, so that's good news. And with the rain out now, that means Pedro Martinez can pitch Monday in game 5 on regular rest, which leaves Derek Lowe in the rain, so to speak.
Kevin Brown and Bronson Arroyo were scheduled to pitch tonight. They're going to pitch tomorrow, and it's the second year in a row that a game's been postponed. Last year, it was game number 4. Tonight's game will be played Monday at 5 o'clock at Fenway Park, and the weekend games go on a schedule. So there's your update.
That's right. We'll be live all weekend.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
And, of course, high school football. There's no question what the big game was tonight. Amherst traveled to Long Meadow for a AA battle between two of the best defenses in Western Mass.
And we've got some exciting news. Coach Schilling got the throw today, and he looks like he might be back for game 6 or 7, so that's good news. And with the rain out now, that means Pedro Martinez can pitch Monday in game 5 on regular rest, which leaves Derek Lowe in the rain. So that's good news.
Kevin Brown and Bronson Arroyo were scheduled to pitch tonight. They're going to pitch tomorrow, and it's the second year in a row that a game's been postponed. Last year, it was game number 4. Tonight's game will be played Monday at 5 o'clock at Fenway Park, and the weekend games go on a schedule. So there's your update. And there you go. In both the Hurricanes and Lancers, 3-1 heading into Meadow tonight. It was 6-0 Lancers at the half. Early in the second, Matt Petridis fires through the monsoon and hits Elijah Bynum. How did he make that catch? He scored the touchdown. The point after was good. It was 7-6 Hurricane, and the complexion of the game had changed completely. The Hurricanes played defense tonight, too. This play went nowhere for Longmeadow. Quarterback Max Sullivan gets nailed in the backfield by Victor Rodriguez. And I wouldn't, buddy.
That's the story right there.
It's a huge, but both teams had to play on it. But the very next play, another broken play by Sullivan, but watch him go. He went one way. There was nothing. He went the other way and went all the way for a touchdown. Not totally sure how long this was, but it had to be at least 65 yards. And that touchdown there and the point after was good. A two-point conversion that Sullivan ran in himself. It was a 14-7 game. Amherst threw the ball a lot tonight. Petridis goes downfield here, but it gets tipped and then caught by Johnny Higginson. Johnny on the spot. Very nice. An interception later by Ryan Harrison gave the ball back to Longmeadow. And then Harrison breaks through with a long run here. And watch this. Is he going to go? Is he going to go? Oh, Alphonsus Agu drags him down.
Hydroplanes inside the 20. Beautiful.
14-7 the final score. Longmeadow wins the AA battle to go to 4-1 on the year.
This is a huge win for us. You know, it's a great team, one of the best in Western Mass, and you know, we just came out here, played as hard as we could, practiced our asses off this week, you know, and it's a huge win, and hopefully this will boost us up the rest of the games in the season.
Honestly, it was a broken play, but I mean, my line, you should have seen the hole, how big it was. Alberto and Cameron, they opened up some big holes for me all night. Tony, Riley, Todd Young, my line played amazing.
Well, since beating Longmeadow, Agawam's been struggling, losing at Northampton at home against Amherst. Look at that. Brownies looking to turn it around against Holyoke. The turf was slick, but Jonathan Gibbons didn't have any trouble in the third quarter. Check out the long run. Wow. Forget about it. He tries some misdirection right there. He would end up at about the 10-yard line, a 46-yard run, and that would lead to this, a 1-yard touchdown score by Michael Toto. Agawam converted the extra point to take a 7-6 lead. Holyoke would have trouble holding onto the ball, the reverse. Oh, forget it, fumble right there. Agawam recovers 3 Holyoke fumbles in the second half. Holyoke quarterback Nate Allen found some success in the air as the second half rolled on. This pass got the Purple Knights inside the 5, but fumbleitis strikes again. Look at this at the 4-yard line, and you guessed it, Agawam comes up with the ball. I know. Talk about a big turnover. Holyoke got a final chance in the final minutes. Allen gives it to Harry Melendez, who goes deep to Allen, and he grabs it, takes it in, setting up a game-winning field goal attempt, but the kick would go right into the Agawam line, and that was that. The Brownies hold on for a 7-6 win. It was sloppy, but Agawam comes out on top.
It was great for us. We had a nice field to play on, crappy weather, but we needed some momentum going into the next couple games, and luckily we were able to play.
You had to hold on tight to that ball, and the team who had the less turnovers would win the game, and that's what we did. And we had our mistakes, but hey, we bounced back and we just keep going. That was a great team. They're going to keep knocking people off, and we're just going to keep rolling. The A train keeps rolling on, baby.
You know, he was hurt a couple of weeks ago in the Northampton game.
That's
so
right,
nice to see that he's
and
back.
he's making it count now, so there you go.
Good for him.
Yep.
And now it's time for the Domino's delivery of the day. Your chance to have a Domino's pizza delivered right to your door. We go back to the Longmeadow Amherst game tonight. It's the game-winning touchdown run by Max Sullivan. A play so nice, we're showing it to you twice.
Big Max, supersize.
This play had to go, I think, at least on second look, about 120 yards because he kept running around in circles before he went in. That is the Domino's delivery of the game. Stay tuned for details on how you can qualify for a Domino's delivery of the day by picking up an entry form at your local participating Domino's stores. Congratulations to Max Sullivan. It's the Domino's delivery of the day.
That's right. Well, when we come back, much more to come. Highlights and reaction from the other games, including a clash between Northampton and Westfield, a look at the standings, and a lot more. So Friday Football Fever is coming back.
Corner, presented by Domino's, and now the rest of the story. There were other games tonight as well.
What was that, Paul Harvey, buddy?
Yeah, well, it's whoever. We steal
Boston.
From, we steal from everybody.
That's true. Well, Northampton hasn't had to steal from anybody. They made a habit of winning close games, and they did it tonight, but it wasn't close. They played Westfield over in Westfield.
Look at that.
All Northampton. Check out the long touchdown run. No, it is not Gary Deno. Senior Chuck Labby goes the distance. The fullback scores to give the Blue Devils a 27-7 lead in the third quarter. But don't worry, Scott, we know you love your D-Day highlights.
I do.
And here they come. Deno in the backfield. He doesn't stop running until he hits the end zone. A 56-yard touchdown run for Mr. Deno. Call him Dynamite, call him D-Day. It doesn't matter. He gets it done. Northampton had a 33-7 lead, but Deno can drop a hit on defense, too. They're loaded on D, and right there, he nails Andrew Vega. Northampton would run out the clock on the ground. A great team effort by Hamp, and the Blue Devils moved to 5-1 with a 33-7 win over Westfield.
We played all right. We could have played better. We just got to improve next week. Every week we got to improve.
Okay, how did the conditions factor in the game?
Just had to hold on to the ball. We knew there wasn't going to be a lot of passing and mostly running, so we had to play a good run defense.
Key to victory defensively. They ran the option, the counter a lot. We went over that every day in practice. Everyone just knew what they were doing.
They did. And how about 2 and 3 Chicopee looking for an upset in Springfield tonight? The Pacers face Central. And there's the folks who came out for the game. Good for them. Central is the first to score. Quarterback James Percini keeps it and runs it in from short yardage.
Branchini, buddy.
Branchini. Thank you, Dave, for the update.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'll talk to you about that later. That made it 8-0. Chicopee answers. Dan Parada scores from inside the 10-yard line. An 8-8 game. He had a great day, as you'll see. A great night. Parada again from about the 30-yard line for his second touchdown of the game. The 2-point try is good, and it was 16-8. We're in the fourth quarter coming up now. Parada again from inside the 10 for his third touchdown, and a 22-8 Chicopee score and a 22-8 Chicopee final. And they get a big win. They're having a great year.
The line opened up big holes, and once I broke through, I just refused to go down. I wouldn't have went nowhere without the line. The holes were humongous today. I was slipping all over the place. Everyone's slipping. I refused to go down, and the line refused to let anyone catch me.
We're a very close-knit team. Very close-knit team. We got about 18, we got about 6 seniors here. We're very close-knit.
How's it feel?
It feels real good.
Well, there you have it.
Oh, congratulations. That's great. Well, this looks like a mismatch heading in. 1-4 Comp against up-and-coming Commerce. But what do we know? Commerce usually moves the ball well on the ground, but early on they had trouble in the monsoon. Solomon Bayman down right there. He goes nowhere. Commerce's big bruising running back, Mike Warren. He's tough to bring down, and he races down the field for a big gain, but on the brink of a touchdown, Commerce would get sloppy. A red zone fumble is recovered by Comp's Jason Apani, but Comp, Scott, had a little trouble on special teams. Check out the punt. Colts punter Kyle Robert. He got all of that one. 13 yards right there, but you can't blame him. That was a tough night. Solomon Bayman, though, would take advantage. Look at this, and he almost knocks me over. He slices and dices in for the touchdown right there. Great shooting, by the way.
Way to stay with it, Dave.
That's right. Commerce a 7-point lead, but Comp didn't go away. Mike Chacho, you tell me?
I think Chacho.
Score for the touchdown right there. The Colts moved the ball with ease in the second half, and Chicopee Comp upsets Commerce.
Wow.
28-19, a big win for Comp. Commerce falls to 2-3 on the season.
All right, East Longmeadow 4-1. The Spartans played that way against Westside tonight. A big stop by the East Longmeadow defense. That's Westside Zach Dunn under the Pigeons with one loss.
Right, Minnetonka plays Cathedral tomorrow, so they can move up to 3-1. Not saying anything about Cathedral, but you have to like Minnetonka in that.
Understood.
And there you go. And I mean, next week Minnetonka's at Northampton, so that's going to be obviously a huge game. Longmeadow's got Cathedral.
Yep.
And it's right there for you, and it's going to be interesting. And Amherst is at Commerce, and if Commerce loses that game,
yep,
forget about it.
Well,
yeah,
there you have it.
And there you have it.
And there you have it.
That's right.
You know, you really can't throw in the slop, so quarterback Mac Sullivan says, I can run. I can run. He is running to daylight, 85 yards for the touchdown, and the Lancers take a 14-7 lead. Wow, not easy to come back, and this slop in the Hurricanes, despite their nickname, can't make it happen. in a monsoon. I mean, look at that mess out there. Lancers are now 4-1. Amherst falls to 3-2 as Longmeadow gets the win tonight. In Longmeadow, 14-7 in the final. Agawam at Holyoke, and it was raining. Holyoke 2, Purple Knights on 3rd down in the first in front of a very Spartan crowd, but hardy nonetheless. Nate Allen finds Stephen Stauber. Oh, this looks like, hey, they made the pass. He's headed for the end zone, but Brownie Andrew Wakely doesn't give up, and he forces a fumble. The ball goes into the end zone, then out of bounds. That's a touchback, and Agawam takes over on their own 20. Later, Holyoke's Nate Allen will score a 3-yard touchdown run, but Agawam gets the win in the end as they hold off Holyoke 7-6. The Brownies now 4-2. Other scores, Mahar's now 4-1. They beat Ware 26-0. Pathfinder all over Westfield Vogue. They are now 5-0. Also, Ludlow beat Lee 36-16, and Northampton on top of Westfield 33-7. Today was induction day for the Volleyball Hall of Fame class of 2004. 4 new members.
A battle for the Suburban League title and a key AA matchups lead the way tonight. We'll have all the scores and highlights and reaction from the football fields coming up next. It's time to catch Friday football fever. All right, everybody, alert the media. Welcome to Friday Football Fever. Tom Bavacqua is in the studio because we told him the Greenfield highlights were coming up as our second story.
And if you're a Greenfield fan, you're happy tonight, that's for sure.
Yes, you are. I'm Scott Cohen. Fine. I've said he could get a talent fee for appearing on the program. I'm Scott Cohen. Joining me, as always, is Dave Guthrie on a great night of high school football. Not really one big game, but 2 big games.
That's right, and no rain tonight, so we had that going for us.
Tell me about it. That
Unbelievable.
was awesome last week.
Yeah, and great crowds, too. A lot of people talking about the Red Sox, coming up this weekend, but good to get back to the football, at least for one night, that's for sure.
Hey, buddy, Yankee Stadium one night, Northampton High School the next.
What are you going to do?
You never know.
It's good.
All right, heading into tonight, Longmeadow and Northampton were tied for first place in the AA with 4-1 records. And how about Northampton squaring off against Minnechaug? This was a good one. The Northampton players playing at home, they were awesome, following a penalty that kept the drive alive. D-Day, Gary Deno got a big night. Scores from about 5 yards out, makes it 7-0, and Hamp had the lead from the get-go. Here, Chog punting out of their own end zone.
Oh, he's not going to take it all the way, is he?
I'm telling you, watch. Just watch. Here he goes. Cuts one way, cuts the other, and speed kills. Deno does it again, and just like that, it was 14-0 Northampton. The next Minnechaug possession, quarterback Dan Cohen flushed out of the pocket. His pass is picked off by Gary Deno. And Deno goes all the way.
Dynamite.
He goes all the way. I don't know how far it was. I figured it had to be 60-plus yards.
3 miles.
3 touchdowns in 10 minutes.
Unbelievable.
They added another touchdown before the half. Brace Thompson with a touchdown burst to make it 27-0. The final tonight, 47-12. Hamp beats Minnechaug. Northampton is now 6-1. Minnechaug falls to 4-2.
We ran a lot of plays. They seemed to work well. We had a great time running the ball today. Line did great. Ryan threw the ball well. It was just an all-around great effort.
We kept saying it was our Super Bowl, their Super Bowl, and it was the same thing last year. We were both teams with 1-2 losses, and we both got to pull it out, and it was us this year.
How about the Suburban League, Scott? 2 top teams met up in East Longmeadow. The Spartans hosted Greenfield, and the Green Wave defense, the story in this one. What a sensational performance to get Elong at bay. Bavacqua, watch!
Come on, the Greenfield highlights.
Look at this. They turn it over. Great interception by Mike Andrews, one of Tom's students right there. Greenfield led by 12 in the 3rd quarter. East Longmeadow cracks the scoreboard. Kevin McLeod, if Jared prevented for the touchdown, Greenfield's lead was down to 6. But the Green Wave D stepped up when it counted. Sean Colleen, a beautiful sack of Kevin McLeod, clamping down on the Elong attack. How about another pick? This time it's Greenfield's Ryan LaRue doing the honors. He scored 2 touchdowns and rushed for around 100 yards tonight. East Longmeadow, though, would score a late TD when McLeod is going to find Mike Paquette in the end zone. But you know what? 1 year after suffering a double overtime loss to East Longmeadow, it is Greenfield's turn to celebrate and go nuts. The kids came down, had a great time, and the Green Wave hold on for an 18-13 win over the Spartans. Greenfield 4-0 in the league. Elong, their first loss of the year.
in the beginning with some new plays, and then they buckled down on us, and we just had to play football. This is the best feeling in the world to come out against a football team like this and beat them. I'll tell you what, last year was a hard break for us. I know what they feel like over there, but geez and Pete's, it feels good right here.
Biggest game of our lives, biggest win ever for me and probably everybody on this team.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So go Green Wave.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, you know, Tom asked to see the highlights. He's over there working on his checkbook, which is a quick study, I might add. And so there you go, pal.
A big win for the Green Wave.
Big win for the Green Wave. Tom's been on us all year to get Greenfield highlights on the air, and you got kids finally came south, and we finally got it.
That's right. And the big thing for Greenfield now is they have 2 games leading up to the Super Bowl in their league, starting with West Springfield next week. So they got to pick it up and get it done against the teams they're supposed to beat. And the Super Bowl is theirs.
Okay, well, good luck to you guys. It's time for the Domino's delivery of the game. Your chance, of course, to win a Domino's pizza and have it delivered right to your door. We go to Holyoke for tonight's delivery. The Purple Knights playing host to Central. And Central quarterback James Branchini had 2 big touchdown runs tonight. This one, he took the ball at his own 6-yard line, called for the keeper, and he flew all the way down the sidelines. A 96-yard run from scrimmage. It gave Central a lead over Holyoke. We'll have more on the game later in tonight's program, but this play is the Domino's delivery of the game. Stay tuned for details on how you can qualify for a Domino's delivery of the day by picking up an entry form at your local participating Domino's stores. How about
that? That was pretty muddy.
Well,
Was it raining?
Well, actually, there's really no mud at Holyoke.
Oh, that was Holyoke. Okay, I got you.
So, we had a little.
There's no mud.
There's no mud at Holyoke High School.
All right.
Well, when Dave and I return, we have a lot more for you.
All right, highlights and reaction from tonight's other games, plus a closer look at the Green Wave of Greenfield. Very timely, and Friday Football Fever will return.
The 2004 Mercury Mountaineer. It's a great value. Room for up to 7? Got it. Standard 3rd row seat? Got it. Highest owner loyalty in its class? Got it. Best pick for highway safety? Got it. No charge leather trimmed seats? Got it. And now you've got one great offer. 0% APR or up to $5,000 cash back. But time's running out. See your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer today before they're all gone.
Football Fever, it is time to take a closer look at the Greenfield Green Wave.
And, buddy, as Donna Woodcock would say, Greenfield, not just field hockey anymore, right?
No,
They're stepping it up.
Well, let's find out more about it. Jim Klein joins us with a look at Greenfield. What's going on up there, Jim?
Well, you know, the Suburban League driver's seat was up for grabs tonight in East Longmeadow, where the Spartans entertained the Green Wave. They played at Greenfield last year, and it took them 2 overtimes to decide it.
Our minds for the rest of our lives. That game, double overtime, everyone left their hearts and everything on the field.
The Green Wave lost last year's game, and with it, a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It was devastating. And so this week, they were practicing with one thought in mind.
It's basically the biggest game of our lives. We had a chance last year, double overtime, as most people know. So this is the biggest game for us.
Probably the biggest game that everyone on this team is involved in. I don't think we'll ever play in a bigger game than this.
The circumstances tonight were the same as last year. Once again, the winner has a leg up for the Super Bowl.
Everyone's thinking about last year. We just want to win this.
Tomorrow's the ultimate test to see how good we really are.
And how good are they? Tonight belong to Greenfield.
You know, I was at that game last year in Greenfield. I think it was the best game I saw all year. I was talking to an official tonight at the Commerce game. He was there. He reffed that game. He said it was the best game he has ever reffed. It was a wild one, yeah.
But you know what? I'll bet the Green Wave say that this year's
game that's right.
a little bit better.
I think they like this game a little bit more.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, good job, Jimbo. So there you go. Congratulations to Greenfield for putting on a good
East
show.
Longmeadow was devastated.
I bet they were.
That game tonight.
I bet they were.
That was tough.
Well, turnabout's fair play, buddy.
That's true. That's true. And talk about turnabout, Agawam. They're right in the AA hunt. The Brownies beat Holyoke on the road last Friday to move to 3-2 in the conference. Tonight, they hosted Westfield. And it's hard to figure out Westfield. I mean, they stomped Commerce, then they get pounded by Northampton. Tonight, a chance to earn some major respect against Agawam, but a tough night for Westfield, Scott. Agawam's Jordan Buzo finds Kurt Scheibel. And Scheibel go bye-bye down the sideline. He's gone into Westfield territory. Then Agawam all-everything star Jonathan Gibbons takes care of business in the red zone. He rushes in for the score, and the Brownies had a 27-6 lead. Later, it's Buzo again behind the snap. Hits another crossing target, Kyle Perry. Perry hits pay dirt. The Brownies blowing out the Bombers. Agawam scored every which way tonight. Look at this, special teams. Right after a punt return for a touchdown by Westfield, Agawam responds with a kickoff return for a touchdown. How do you like that? It's Scheibel again. He's a history lesson down the sideline. Agawam, a 28-point lead. The dive right there, and of course Gibbons, he would score another touchdown later, and Agawam goes on to win it 50-20. Wow.
Feel good. It's a great win. We've been picking it up lately. We've been working at it as a team a lot better, so we got to just keep it going.
Tonight's victory, main keys were practicing hard all week. We've been preparing for this team. We knew what they were going to come at with us. It was our old offense that we used to run, so we were well prepared on defense.
Offensive line, they just did a great job, and they just kept pushing. Our quarterback he kept calling the right plays, and our offensive staff did the right things.
All right, moving right along. Amherst lost to Longmeadow last week. Canes facing Commerce tonight. Amherst led by 10 at the break, and running back Mike Warren hurt his knee the second play of the third quarter. He was done for the night. The Canes scored early in the fourth. Anthony Rozier barrels into the line on 3rd and goal from the 9. 28-12. Amherst had the lead. Commerce finally put a drive together. Solomon Bayman gets a hard-fought first down right there, and then it's Bayman again, picking his way through the Canes defense from 13 yards away. That cut the lead to 28-20. There's a flag on the play. They added it on the kickoff. Commerce was talking a lot tonight. That's not good, guys. Here, the Raiders talk it over one last time. They stop Agu on 4th and 20.
Yeah, the old halfback sweep doesn't work too well in 4th and 20, Scotty.
No, it really doesn't. There's just over a minute to go. There's no time. Tyrell Sutters goes up top to Nick Tokarski. It's a flea flicker, but the lateral back to Bayman is fumbled, and Amherst holds on to win 28-20, the final tonight.
Game, I mean, we lost a Longmeadow last week, and that was crushing, and this week we had to come out and bounce back. We played hard. Commerce fought us great, but we fought harder.
We came off a tough loss against Longmeadow last week. We don't want to let that devastate us. We wanted to come out strong and come with a victory. We knew we didn't have 2 starters tonight, so we knew it had to be a team effort, that we had to pick it up, and although Super Bowl chances is low, we still got to go for that goal. 8-2 ain't a bad record. We just need to keep pushing and hope to win the rest of our games, the rest of the season.
All right, winless Cathedral trying to pull the Red Sox in terms of pulling the biggest comeback upset in the history of man tonight. Playing, it's Cathedral. They're young. They were winless coming in, but they fought against Longmeadow. They did well. Tom Kissel sacks Lancer quarterback Max Sullivan. Longmeadow got 1st and goal at the 1 spot. They were stopped 3 times in a row. Wow. Forcing a 4th and goal, so good for Cathedral. They're young. The Longmeadow would punch it in. Max Sullivan, quarterback keeper. But good for Cathedral's D. Longmeadow, though, is Longmeadow. The Lancers' defense is physical, too.
Brancini. That's a long way to go, and he does it. And the Golden Eagles take the lead 30-26, but the scoring is far from over. The Knights will strike back in the 4th. It's Harry Melendez, it's Stefan Stauber. Holyoke goes back on top 32-30. They go on to win it 38-36 over Central. Commerce hosts Amherst.
Knights, lots of offense in this game. We told you about Central quarterback James Brancini, that big 96-yard run he had. Well, how about a 65-yarder here to bring Central within 2 at 24-22. The 2-point conversion was good. The game was tied at 24 in the second quarter. Meantime, Holyoke backup quarterback Harry Melendez tosses a touchdown pass here to Stefan Stauber. Holyoke led 32-30. Melendez and Stauber would hook up again on a long pass. Nice catch there, great catch there. And that set up a touchdown run from the sophomore, Pat Bauer. And here it is from inside the 10-yard line. It's 38-30, Holyoke back and forth. Under a minute to go, Brancini throws a touchdown pass to Lashid Santiago. 38-36, right? The Holyoke D stops the 2-point conversion. Kyle Koss with the tackle. The final score, 38-36. Holyoke, your winner. How about that?
And how about Ludlow? Lions 4-2 heading into tonight. They were in Chicopee Comp. Of course, upset Commerce last Friday. The Lions weren't wasting any time. Brian Coelho hits the Ludlow team. And I just got to say that they're doing a great job. And congratulations, 5-2.
Well, good. Now you can go into Ludlow.
And now I can go to
Chamora's Bakery and get yourself a nice little donut.
It'd be a great one.
We'll be right back. Oh, hi, everybody. The Patriots got bad news last night. Even more bad news confirmed today. Patriots head coach Bill Belichick confirmed that Ty Law will not play against the St. Louis Rams on Sunday. And Law, a Pro Bowl cornerback, will miss 4 to 6 weeks with that broken bone in his left foot. On top of that, his cornerback partner, Tyrone Poole, said today he's also going to miss the St. Louis game, even though his injured knee is healing faster than expected. This is the play that Ty Law got injured on. It happened in the first quarter of Sunday's 34-20 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Patriots' first loss since early 2003. With Law gone, the Steelers picked apart New England's secondary, and this week's opponent, St. Louis, likes to throw the football too. Law and Poole missing limits the Patriots' coverage plans and could impact the outcome of this weekend's game greatly.
I think every position has its own, brings its own set of problems with it, and they're all different. So corner's corner, and we've dealt with it before, and we'll deal with it now. But I think it just comes back to the same situation. It doesn't really matter who you're talking about. It's going to be the same with everybody. We have 53 players on the roster. We can only activate 45, whichever 45 they are every week. Those guys need to be prepared to play and be ready to play and do their job.
All right. So said. Alex Rotzko is the Bill Belichick of high school football. Quiet, calculating, and the best Western Mass coach around. Alex's Longmeadow Lancers, despite being young and inexperienced, are 6-1 and in the driver's seat for another trip to a Super Bowl. Today, the Lancers were back at practice, getting ready for Friday's visit to Holyoke. Longmeadow has won 5 games in a row, and if the Lancers win their next 2 games, they'll win their second consecutive AA championship. The coach still says his team is a work in progress.
You always hope that you're in this position, and we are, so we're happy about that. We've been inconsistent. We played real well at times, and other times we played poorly. So I think that's a little bit a sign of a young team. But we're getting a little bit better each week, and we're hoping to finish strong the last 3.
All right, Longmeadow quarterback and defensive star Max Sullivan is our ABC 40 Athlete of the Week. You'll meet him tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And you can check all the high school highlights every Friday night right here on ABC 40 on Friday Football Fever at 11:15 p.m. And I guess the weather could be a little bit of an issue this week, but
we were talking last night. You're winding down.
I think there's like 2 weeks of the season left, and then Thanksgiving. I can't believe time's going by so fast.
I know, it's scary.
It is.
Certainly is.
With all the action covered, scores, highlights, and reaction from all over Western Mass ahead, it's time to catch Friday Football Fever. And welcome to Friday Football Fever, presented by Domino's, everybody. I'm Scott Cohen, as always, joined by Dave Guthrow. And, buddy, this Busch Stadium, it's not...
You were missed last week, the folks at Northwest Airlines.
Yeah.
Giving us a 1-week reprieve from Scott Cohen here on Friday Football.
They just didn't cooperate. We were just getting back into town last week from the World Series, but understand everything went well. There were no major catastrophes to report. And another big week this week.
What a week.
Yep.
This Friday night. Nobody could have expected the stuff we saw tonight. Greenfield and Ludlow. You got a chance to go out there, and I am a hero in Ludlow for all the wrong reasons.
Well, it was noted that you were. I think they call it. Who is the guy talking smack about us? Well, they're playing very well since you did that. Sure. Greenfield's undefeated in the Suburban League. The Green Wave had a chance to clinch a championship and a Super Bowl bid tonight. And the Green Wave in Ludlow, where the fans were ready and cold for this one. Ludlow put together a 93-yard drive. It culminated with this touchdown pass from Brian Clello to Craig Renier, and the Lions were on top 7-0. Ludlow's defense is what really won them the game tonight. Greenfield lost both Ryan LaRue and Tommy Richmond to injury on the first couple of series of the game, and then quarterback Mike Andrews had to throw the ball all night and got picked off by Nick Asarian right there. Good stuff. Ludlow scored again, and I missed it, Dave. But Jonathan Wilson from C-Star Video Productions got it.
Wow.
There it is.
Hooking it up.
Dudley up. And there is Jonathan. Wait, hi, Jonathan. Say hi. There you go. Attaboy. All right. Greenfield responded in the second half. Mike Andrews scored both Green Wave touchdowns. A keeper here. They went for 2 and missed it, so it was 14-6. And then they scored again with 2.5 minutes to play in the game, and the 2-point try was no good again. And Ludlow won the game 14-12. They are still alive.
Our coaches were getting us ready the whole week. Our mentality was we stopped their offense, we can win the game. I mean, our offense didn't break through like we usually do for big gains, but we knew that we could keep the clock going and our defense would stop them. We did.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, it feels great. We got 2 more, though. 2 more. It ain't over yet.
The difference in the game was, I don't think we played just as hard as they did. I think missing Ryan LaRue in the first quarter was really big for us because this is a key to our offense, but no excuses. They beat us tonight.
All right, Scott, Long Meadow's won 5 in a row since their stunning loss to Agawam. Tonight, they hit the road to meet struggling Holyoke. Lancers had a 14-0 lead at the half, but look at Holyoke, third quarter. 4th and 4, Nate Allen airs it out and hits Harry Melendez, who was all alone.
Wow.
14-6 Long Meadow, but the Lancers would put together a 91-yard drive to finish off the third. They were still marching well into the fourth. Right there, Mark Wentz with some yardage. This one to the 10, then Ryan Harrison takes it in. Long Meadow, a 21-6 lead midway through the fourth. Holyoke's next play from scrimmage. The halfback flea flicker to the quarterback. He took Jack Abbott over it and almost makes it into the end zone for the return. But Wentz would score from there. Harrison wasn't done. He would pick one off in the flat. There you go. So Holyoke slips up late. Long Meadow goes on to win it 42-6.
Secondary played well. We had to step it up in the fourth quarter for us to catch back up in the game, and we did well.
I mean, we've been looking for the trick plays the whole time, and they just, they ran a reverse pass, and we just sat on it. I saw the ball in the air. I left my man to go get the quarterback. I saw his intended receiver, and just went up and got the ball.
So there you have it.
All right, nice to see some new faces being interviewed as well.
That's right, and Long Meadow will win away from a Super Bowl.
Right. So they don't want to get to that.
Oh,
somebody just needs to win it outright.
Right. Well, that was one upset. We have another one coming up in our next segment. But from that game, we got our Domino's delivery of the day. Let's take a look. It comes from the Commerce-Agawam game, which we'll get to later. 4th and 8 for Commerce. Justin Collins tosses to Mike Warren, and Warren goes deep and finds Brandon Daniels in the end zone for the touchdown. Let's take another look at it in slow-mo. Mike Warren, maybe the kid should be the quarterback. I'm not saying anything. Dante Culpepper lookalike, and he gets it done right there, a long pass, but we'll get to that game in our next segment. But that is your Domino's delivery of the day.
All right, very good. Yeah, you betcha. And there's a lot more coming up, too. We've got highlights from all over the area. Jim Klein's going to take an up-close look at the Belchertown Orioles. That and a lot more as Friday Football Fever continues. Stick around.
Welcome back to another edition of Friday Night Football. We missed it for a couple weeks after taking care of the Red Sox, but it's back on a blustery night here in Western Massachusetts, and you went to a very huge game.
Yeah, huge game. Definitely felt like football weather tonight. Had the coats on, had the hoods on. Greenfield tonight traveled to Ludlow. They had a chance to lock up a Super Bowl berth. Of course, Ludlow, they're still in the running for a Super Bowl berth as well, so that is tonight's big game. Ludlow up 7-0 at half, and after a Greenfield fumble on the opening drive, the Lions added to it. Matt Dudley goes in untouched. Suddenly it's 14-0 Ludlow, and these yahoos, they love it out in the cold. But Greenfield didn't give in. Still third quarter, wave on the 17. Mike Andrews, a one-man wrecking crew, keeps it into the end zone. They missed the two-point conversion, so it's 14-6. Fourth quarter is the game for Greenfield right here, trying to avoid the upset. Andrews rolls out, throws into the end zone, but Scott Lecca breaks it up. See him waving it off. They had a flag on the field. Eventually, it was ruled a penalty against Greenfield. So Ludlow gets the ball back, and they run out the clock. They win big tonight. 14-12 was your final.
haven't had a team, do this well in years. And the thing is, we stuck through it.
This team really kind of snuck up on all of us on the know here in the media. I mean, nobody's really talking about Ludlow, and all of a sudden, they're in the driver's seat. If they win out, I think it's a three-way tie. It's very confusing, but they're certainly controlling their own destiny and have a chance to go to a Super Bowl.
A three-way tie with East Long Meadow. Now, I know Greenfield beat East Long Meadow, so I wonder how the tiebreaker works, but I've been here forever, and I can't remember when Ludlow had a team this good.
On the sidelines, one of the coaches was holding one of these old-fashioned helmets. He said, Super Bowl helmet, brought us good luck tonight. He had it on the sidelines, so maybe they'll bring out that helmet the next two games,
Maybe they used that helmet the last time they made a Super Bowl, but it's been a long time for Ludlow. Congratulations to them. Let's move on now. How about Long Meadow taking on Holyoke? At Holyoke, the Lancers are in white. Max Sullivan finds Charlie Holm. Nice pass in the first quarter. Sets up the first Long Meadow touchdown by Mike Wank. And the Lancer defense will step up. Alberto Rubinaccio in the backfield with the sack of Harry Melendez. Alberto very excited about that. The Lancers get the ball back, and then it's that man Holm again. Big run for Charlie deep into Holyoke territory. He is carrying guys along the way as the Lancers start to pick up a little steam. And then it's Holm setting up his own 3-yard touchdown run. Lancers had a 14-0 lead at the half. They go on to win it 42-6. The final. So Long Meadow's looking good. Northampton, who they're also battling with, of course, Northampton and Long Meadow.
Yeah, they lost to Agawam early on, and we all kind of gave up on Long Meadow, but they haven't missed a beat since then, and they're the team to beat again. Looks like they're heading to another Super Bowl.
They certainly are. We have more highlights just ahead. In fact, more football on the way. The Pathfinder Pioneers try to stay unbeaten as they take on rival Palmer. F&F continues in 2 minutes.
We play every game means the season, so we play like that. So there's no easy team.
We know that if we beat Pathfinder on Thanksgiving, we have a tie for the league, and that's all we know.
And maybe that's all you need to know, but come Thanksgiving, it'd be nice to know who's going where, maybe before they play the games.
All right, we shall see. Nice job. And hopefully Holyoke Catholic was taking a look at some of those plays.
Yeah.
They were running there in the gym.
Well, I like that when you go into Thanksgiving with a couple games that really mean something.
Sure, absolutely.
Super Bowl berth on the line.
All right, then move along.
All right. Well, if Long Meadow and Northampton win out, of course, they'll have the 2 Division I Super Bowl bids. However, if one team slips up, it opens the door to several other teams, which we've talked about, including Agawam. The 6-2 Brownies traveled to Springfield to face Commerce tonight. Commerce has had a disappointing season. They were sniffing an upset, and Solomon Bayman off to the races. He would have scored, but check out the great tackle by Agawam's Kurt Scheibel. Grabs him, trips him up. But no worry, Commerce would score just minutes later. Big Mike Warren rambles in to score and tie the game at 7 in the third quarter. Now, first play of the fourth quarter, Commerce, 4th and 8. Instead of punting, they go for it. And once again, the Domino's delivery of the night. Warren with the Hail Mary touchdown pass to Brandon Daniels. I can't get enough of that. Unbelievable. Commerce had a 13-7 lead. Warren, though, a big part of running out the clock for Commerce, too. Check it out. A 50-yard run.
Wow, look at him go.
It is not easy. He kept going and going.
He's a load,
Oh, he sure is. But despite all that, Agawam would get a final chance to win the game with 2 seconds to go. They try a Hail Mary of their own, but Jordan Fuzo's throw is incomplete, and Commerce pulls the shocker, a 13-9 win over Agawam, so the Brownies' Super Bowl hopes dash tonight.
We had a good week of practice. Everybody was on time, no distractions. Everybody just got it done this week. It feels good, but, our season wasn't as planned. We just stuck it in there. We never quit.
Oh, it's all right. We had a rough season coming up to AA, but we're going to finish out good and try to do better next year.
All right, East Long Meadow had to win to stay in the hunt for the Suburban. The Spartans hosted Chicopee Comp tonight at 12-6 East Long Meadow at the break. Early second, Comp driving. Quarterback John Provost throws, but gets picked off at the goal line by Darren Eldergata.
Good for you.
Comp right back. Provost with a touchdown pass here to Tom Therian. That made it a 12-12 game. Big. The kid's a big boy. Tall boy. Just like you, Dave. Back came East Long Meadow. Kevin McLeod goes long to Chris Brennan for the touchdown to make it 26-12 Spartans. Comp got the final touchdown of the game, but East Long Meadow held on for the 26-20 win, and they are still alive for that Super Bowl berth.
The line came out, blocked everyone well. We had 5-6 yards of clip every play. We came out a little flat in the first half like usual, but we picked it up real fast, and everything just seemed to click.
I just read the quarterback.
played my coverage that coach told me, and I just got it. I knew that we had to stop them, so just focus and did what we had to do.
That was East Longmeadow quarterback Kevin Mucklard, by the way. Minichago has had an up-and-down year. The 5-3 Falcons played host to Westfield tonight. Second play from scrimmage. Look at this. Junior Jake Labaki looks like he goes down on the line. Then all of a sudden, he breaks out of the right side. He's gone. We go all the way for the touchdown, 47 yards. Minichog had an early 7-0 lead. Westfield's offense couldn't get anything going tonight. Quarterback Justin Bard gets brought down behind the line. A great performance by Minichog's defense. And then Glabaki would pick up where he left off. Later on, he breaks away on a sweep and almost gets in for another score, but he is stopped at the 2-yard line. Maybe he got in, but don't worry, a play later, he would hit pay dirt. A halfback dive right up the middle gives Glabaki his second touchdown of the game. Minichog went on to win it 48-7. They're 6-3 and 5-2 in the AA.
SciTech off to a disappointing 4-4 start tonight. The Cybercats had a chance to get above 500 on the road at Chicopee. Sparse crowd. The Pacers moving the ball well. Ryan Campbell finds Darren Callahan, and the Cats right out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Campbell then goes to his left, puts it up, and Thomas Oakley is there to pick him off to end the drive. But a bad snap on a punt gave Chicopee the ball at the 12. Mike Zabowski goes into the pitch out. Chicopee takes a 6-0 lead. The Pacers threaten again late in the second. Dan Parada gets to the 4-yard line with just under a minute to go. And then he does the honors from there as Chicopee goes up 14-0. The Pacers went on to win 28-8, their first conference victory. They're 4-5 overall. And two of the most physical teams in Western Mass squared off tonight as South Hadley paid a visit to Westside. Westside quarterback Brandon Tebow tries to avoid the sack with the errant throw, but South Hadley captain Andy Votrin.
Very good, buddy.
Comes up with the pick, and he's gone. Votrin goes the distance, and he brings it to the house with the score, and South Hadley had a 14-6 lead. Then Tiger quarterback Eddie Casey, fine. Hits
Votrin again.
Here, go ahead.
All right,
Let's share this one.
There you go.
Minutes later,
the Tigers would score again. Wide receiver and also basketball star Andy Covington getting it done.
Touchdown there.
Take it away, Scott.
South Hadley went on to beat Westside 47-12. The Tigers moved to 3-4. South Hadley can be big-time spoilers next Friday. They will host Ludlow.
All right, Scott, some scores. 46-6, big win for Dean Tech. Mount Greylock shuts out Frontier. Amherst all over Central. And how about Pathfinder? 8-0. Billy Dean leads the way. They beat Palmer big time tonight.
All right, hey, we weren't able to get to that Pathfinder-Palmer game due to a scheduling problem, so we apologize for that, you guys, but we'll catch up to you here sooner rather than later. And when Dave and I come back, we'll wrap things up. Stick around.
Raymore & Flanagan has interest-free financing. Apply for credit online at RaymoreFlanagan.com.
Hasn't exactly been a source of joy lately.
I admit the visit started out badly. He came to say goodbye. Not that there's anything to break off,